very, very talented, and I believe she will be champion someday.
The mouse. The mouse. Oh, mouse. That was right side. That's the eliminated. About forward shot, but unable to do much in that. And it's over.
Back in 2011, after defending her Strikeforce Bantamweight title, Marloes Coenen looked straight at the camera and said something shocking about her opponent, Liz Carmouche. Liz is very, very talented. She will be a champion someday. At the time, fans laughed it off. Carmouche was seen as too raw, too inexperienced. But over a decade later, those words might finally come true and to come at the expense of one of MMA's most hyped stars, Dakota Ditcheva. Let's rewind. Strikeforce 2011, Coenen versus Carmouche. A title fight many thought would be a walkover. Instead, Liz Carmouche dominated large portions of the fight, ragdolling the champion, smashing her with ground and pound. Coenen admitted it herself. Liz was kicking my ass. But then, out of nowhere, Coenen locked up the submission. Liz lost, but Coenen gave her the Carmouche's road. UFC history and Bellator title ultimate prophecy. She will be a champ one day. Nobody knew how real that statement would become. Carmouche didn't just fade away. She fought Ronda Rousey in the very first women's fight in UFC history, nearly shocking the world with a nasty neck crank in round one. She took on killers like Miesha Tate, Valentina Shevchenko, and Caitlin Chikagian. She never quit in Bellator. She finally became champion, proving Coenen's prophecy was real. But now her story has a brand new twist, because fans believe Liz Carmouche might end the hype of Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota Ditcheva, the so-called Barbie Assassin, undefeated. Undefeated on the ground. Undefeated in the UFC spotlight. Dana White's newest star in the making. But let's be real, every hype train has a wreck waiting to happen. And when you look at the style matchup, Liz Carmouche might just be the nightmare opponent. A style match. Why Carmouche could be a nightmare matchup veteran who has faced Rousey, faced Shevchenko, fought everyone. Dakota's slick striking and youth dangerous. But Carmouche's grit, strength, and wrestling could smother that hype in one brutal night. And here's where the controversy kicks in. What if the UFC actually wants this? What if the UFC wants Dakota tested, and Liz Carmouche is a test that kills the Barbie Assassin's hype? Think about it. Coenen's prophecy from 2011 wasn't just about Liz being a champ. Maybe it was about Liz being the fighter who derails the next generation's golden girl. What if Carmouche, now in her late 30s, battle-hardened, respected, is the one to prove that experience and toughness beat hype and Instagram followers every single time? Marloes Coenen saw it in her over a decade ago, and maybe fans are finally about to see it, too. So, here's the question. Fight fans, is Dakota Ditcheva truly unbeatable? Or is Liz Carmouche the forgotten pioneer who nearly dethroned Ronda, who made history in Strikeforce, and who proved Marloes Coenen's prophecy right the one to stop her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the fight where the Barbie Assassin's hype ends? Or does Dakota prove she's more than just a business case? Why promoters might want this fight UFC's next marketing experiment. Either way, this is one fight.
Dangerous woman in MMA today.
And Liz Carmouche! And Liz Carmouche pulls out a world tournament victory!
Liz Carmouche just shocked the entire MMA world with her latest announcement. Not only did she say she's coming back, she's going straight for the undefeated golden girl, the PFL, Dakota Ditcheva. And her words absolutely brutal. Carmouche flat out said, "I'll break Dakota's hype. My next target is Dakota. I'll kill you, Dakota B. Chich. I'm a killer monster, and this is your last 3 possible outcomes and fallout warning." Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most savage call out of Dakota Ditcheva's career. Liz Carmouche isn't some random name in the division. She's a pioneer, a veteran, and one of the most battle-tested fighters in women's MMA history. On August 15th, 2025, Carmouche won the PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament, brutally finishing Gina Bishop via KO/TKO in the 3rd round. That victory didn't just add another highlight to her resume. It set up her next target, Dakota Ditcheva. With a professional MMA record of 25 wins and 8 losses, Carmouche has fought everyone. She's beaten legends. She's been in wars. And now at 41 years old, she's still calling herself a killer monster. And she's not wrong. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got Dakota Ditcheva, undefeated, 15-0. The face of the PFL in Dana White's final verdict and CTA. Who do you back? Newest obsession. She's young. She's marketable. She's dangerous with 12 knockouts, 1 submission, and 2 decision wins. Fans call her the Barbie Assassin, not just because she looks like a star, but because she's finishing women left and right. She's been hyped up as the next Amanda Nunes, maybe even a fighter who can carry women's MMA into a new era. But now that hype is being directly threatened by a savage veteran in Liz Carm. Here's where things get spicy. Liz Carmouche isn't playing nice. She's not asking for a fight. She's threatening Dakota Ditcheva. She said, "I'll break your hype. I'll kill you, Dakota. I'm a killer monster." That's not promotion. That's war. And it's forcing the MMA world to ask a very uncomfortable question. Can Dakota Ditcheva really handle a veteran like Carmouche? Or is the PFL protecting her, feeding her easy fights to keep that pretty 15-0 record alive? If this fight happens, it won't just be about rankings. It's about legacy. On one side, Liz Carmouche, 25-8, still savage at 41, still fighting like a monster, and now on a mission to destroy the hype train. On the other side, Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated Barbie Assassin,
Just win.
the marketing darling,
at the
woman
PFL
Dana
World
White has
Championship
already
Finals
hinted
in
at
Saudi
stealing for the
Arabia.
UFC.
The 26-year-old
This isn't
British
just
fighter
veteran
delivered
versus
exactly
prospect.
what Kayla
It's
Harrison,
old school
three-time
versus new
PFL
school,
champion,
grit
who
and
just
scars
debuted
versus
successfully
shine
in
and
the
hype.
UFC with
And
a
the fans
submission win
completely
over Holly
divided.
Holm at
Some
UFC
say
300.
Carmouche is
When
just
she
bitter,
speaks about everyone
desperate to
talking.
stay
At
relevant.
the UFC
Others
Hall of
say
Fame
she's
red
the one
carpet,
fighter tough
Kayla
enough to
Harrison
expose
didn't mince
Dakota.
words when
And
discussing
then
her
there's
American
Dana
top
White.
team teammate
Remember,
hype. This
he's
is a
already
former
been vocal
two-time
about
PFL
Dakota
champion,
Ditcheva,
putting the
calling
entire
her the
combat
future of
sports
women's
world on
MMA.
notice. Tonight,
If
we
Carmouche
explore
destroys
why
that
Dakota
hype,
Ditcheva
Dana
might be the
loses
most
his next
dangerous woman
superstar.
in MMA
Imagine
today.
the chaos if Karis wrecks the PFL's golden girl right before Dana White tries to bring her into the UFC. That's why this call-out isn't just personal, it's political. So, here's the million-dollar question. Is Liz Carmouche right? Will she break Dakota Ditcheva's hype, humble her, and expose the 15-0 Barbie Assassin? Or will Dakota Ditcheva prove the haters wrong, crush a legend like Carmouche, and continue her undefeated run straight into superstardom? Liz Carmouche says she's a killer monster. Dakota Ditcheva says she's the future. But only one can be right. And if these two step into the cage, we could be looking at one of the bloodiest, most controversial fights in women's MMA history. So tell me who wins. The undefeated Barbie Assassin, or the savage veteran who refuses to die? Liz Carmouche.
When I will see the hole, I will use this to finish as soon.
And Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated violent Cinderella, has been destroying everyone in the PFL 50-10 brutal finishes. Knees like Anderson Silva, knockout power like Amanda Nunes, and the coldest killer instinct since Chris Cyborg. And she dared to call out Valentina Shevchenko, the most dangerous woman in UFC history. And Valentina, she didn't hold back. The bullet fired straight shots at Dakota, saying, "I'm a monster. I'll end you when I see the hole. I'll finish it as soon as I can. That's your last fight. I'll end your era." This isn't a call-out. This is a death sentence in MMA language. Here's why this moment shook the entire MMA world. On one side, Valentina Shevchenko, a two-time UFC flyweight champion. The woman who went toe-to-toe with Amanda Nunes, a sniper with over 20 MMA wins, Muay Thai world titles, and the scariest fight IQ in the game on the other Dakota Diva, just 27 years old, undefeated. PFL's golden child. The future of women's MMA for Valentina. To look at Dakota and basically say, "I'll end you." That's not just veteran confidence. That's the queen putting the rookie in her place. This is more than just a fight. This is the ultimate clash of eras. Valentina Shevchenko, the last queen of UFC dominance. Dakota Ditcheva, the nightmare of a new generation. If Dakota beats Valentina, she instantly becomes a legend killer and walks into the UFC as the face of women's MMA. But if Valentina ends Dakota's streak, she kills the hype train, silences the future, and reminds the world that she's still the most dangerous striker alive. Think about what's on the line here. If Carmouche couldn't stop Dakota, if Chris Cyborg is lining up, and now even Valentina wants blood, Dakota Ditcheva is officially the most hunted fighter in the world. This isn't about belts. This isn't about rankings. This is about legacy and survival. Because one thing is clear. When Valentina says, "End your era," you better believe she means it.
This is a big opportunity, no? Because she is very hype. She's in PFL from long time than me, so defeat her for me. I think she's a good fighter, of course, and she's a good striker. All things okay, but I told you, no. Maybe she think that I'm like her opponent, so maybe they has afraid from her. But I'm like an animal, so doesn't matter who I have in front of me. I can wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready. And I can wait to show you who is the real warrior, and just this.
But yes, we got a bye in the second round, which I would have liked to see them fight then. But it is what it is, I'm prepared. I've trained hard, and I'm just going to go in and do what I always do. I never fixate too much on what my opponent's doing. They can change each fight. Like me, my fight, first round was completely different to my third, so you never know what.
So here's the real question. Will Dakota Diva survive the bullet, or will Valentina Shevchenko crush the hype and end her career before she ever reaches UFC gold? One thing is certain, Valentina just dropped a bombshell, and the fight game will never be the same.
Anything, give me whoever you want, get me to fight wherever you...
Manchester's undefeated star Dakota Ditcheva didn't just win a belt. She destroyed Valentina Shevchenko inside a single round. A brutal barrage of knees, Anderson Silva style, left Shevchenko's face swollen shut and forced doctors to stop the fight. In Shevchenko's own words, Dakota Ditcheva ended my career. This wasn't just a TKO, it was a statement. With 9 finishes in her first 10 fights, a $100,000 paycheck, and a growing reputation, UFC fans are screaming for Dana White to sign her before she wipes out the entire PFL women's division.